that smell. All right, guys, Coda Boy 32 here. Check it out. What we're doing is we're going to do a full-blown review on these little bad boys right here. These are the MSA Sordin Extreme Pros. These are the Supreme, whatever version they are, but they got the gel things here. I'm going to tell you, are they worth the money? Let's find out. Let's go back to the table and take a real close look at the details. Here we go. Check it out. What we're looking at here is a review of the MSA Sordin Supreme Pro X Extremes, the Premium Edition. Now, let's go ahead and clarify a couple things. The Supreme Pro are awesome. They're good for indoor. If you're going with the Supreme Pro X, the Pro X has got some waterproofing features on them, and the Premium Edition has the gel ear pads on them already installed. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this thing. Now, if you've watched my videos over the past couple of years, you notice that I've always worn these guys right here. These are the Howard Lightsport Impacts. These are awesome little headphones, and they've done me very well over the years. The only problem with these guys right here is that if you're shooting more than 2 to 3 times a week, they may not be conducive to providing you enough hearing protection. And yeah, that was the case. I've got tinnitus out the wazoo, and guys, just like your vision, hearing is probably one of the most important things you have. And once you lose it, it's hard to get back. So the problem that I was having with these guys is that they're not providing me enough protection for the duration and the amount of times at a frequency that I was shooting. Secondly, the battery compartment door died on it, which gave me an excuse to go, hey, I need something new. And I did. So just a hint for you guys. Guys, they do sell these on Amazon, the replacement hygiene kits, and they're for $10, and they're easy to replace, and I've done a video on them in the past. But if you're out there and you're shooting and these things are not adequate for what you do, $10 to get you a new pair of these things, and it will basically turn these earmuffs into a brand new earmuffs. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and put those to the side. Let's talk about this. All right, so got some pros and cons for the MSA Sordins, and we're going to go through the pros first, but let me hit on one of the cons. Guys, you're spending almost $300 on a pair of earphones, and this is what you get them in. That's kind of sad. That's basically one of the only things that I have to whine about. But in any case, when you get it, you're going to get them in this little thing right here. They are imported by a company called Ace, and before you get them and they're sent out to you, they do a quality check on them. They put this piece of sticker on there to make sure that they know that you are getting a good quality product. It's been tested. Also, within a couple days of receiving these things, I got emails from these guys making sure that I was happy and satisfied. Now, that also comes with 2 spare batteries, which I've already installed. We're going to do the install procedure here in a minute. A 3.5 jack, 3.5 little audio jack there, and a set of instruction, which is in just about every doggone language that you can think of. So it took me a little while to find the English version. Let's go ahead and put those away because I don't use the cable. Now, one of the cool things is over in Europe, they do actually sell one of these things with the boom mic on it with the Bluetooth feature, which would be really, really cool if they sold that over here, because I'd have probably gotten that, because that would have been even more high-speed, low drag. Now, why did I buy these? Well, let's talk about it. Look at them. They're high-speed, low drag. They look like the big Comtacs, or at least a version of those, and who don't want to be an operator, especially if you're at the range all the time. But most importantly, getting ready to start doing some 3-gun competitions, I wanted something that was comfortable to wear all day long. And I was over at a good friend of mine, thanks John, and he had a pair of these, and he said he's also a range officer and does all the neat stuff, but he has to wear them constantly all the time. So he said, try these on, and I tried them on, and he had the gel cups on his, and I was blown away. So that's really much sealed the deal. Now I've got a good friend is bringing me a pair of Comtac 2s, so we'll do a comparison on those and these down the road. But let's go ahead and dive into these guys real quickly. Now, first of all, these things compress a harmful noise up to 82 decibels. Now we're going to go over some specs, and everybody's yada, yada, yada. Amplifies safe noise 4 times in stereo. Now, I've noticed that once you turn them on, the volume button down and up, you can hit it 5 times before it'll actually go anywhere. So there's not a dial, it's just beep, 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 like that. Here's where the the confusing part of this. Everybody wants to talk about NRR, noise reduction rating. Advertised noise reduction rating on these things is only 19 decibels. But here's where the value is. The frequency range for, say, a pistol, rifle, or a shotgun blast, the Sordins are pretty much good for what they say in the frequency range of 27 decibels. Now that's where it's at. If you're using a comped rifle or an SBR where the blast is really high, the frequency levels are so high that these things will cut that decibel level by 35, which is really cool. And that's where the added value. I've shot with these things when we went to the upstate 3-gun event My buddy's got chickens across the street. They were phenomenal. Even inside the Suburban, I didn't have any problems with these. These particular models, they have the 600 hours of battery life, and an alarm actually will go off on these when the batteries reach 40 hours left on their life, which is, I don't know how to judge that or meter that, but it's pretty cool. We're talking about these are the premium editions, and they do have the gels already installed. And these guys, if you buy these things and you don't have the gels, please get the gels. They make and break these headphones. As a matter of fact, there was a company who actually sold gels for these things right here, and I was actually contemplating for $35 you could get the gels for the Howard lights, and I didn't get them in time. They're sold out. I'm waiting for them to get some more, because these are a backup or a secondary to hand to somebody when they're out on the range with me. These things come with an IP67 dust and waterproof, and it basically means that 1 meter for 30 minutes. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not submerging these things because I don't have somebody that I could just go to a quartermaster and go, hey buddy, can I get another pair? But in any case, if you're going to be out in the rain or whatever, these are fairly waterproof. The microphones, all the connections, the ports, all this stuff right here, all this stuff is waterproof. And it does have a lacquered finish over the memory boards, so you do have the ability to, I guess, they're going to be waterproof. At least that's what it says. As we talked about before, they do have locational directional hearing. You will be able to tell if something's coming from the right or the left. It does make sure that those sounds are elevated in the direction they're coming from. Again, like I said, all the moving components are steel. This headband is adjustable just like this on either side, so you can adjust them however you feel like. Boom, boom, boom. One of the other cool advantages is the Supreme Pro X Premiums is they do come with a 5-year warranty against water damage of the electronics. I tell you what, I feel like TR Prepper out here with the chickens. Okay, so cups shaped, and if you haven't subscribed to my buddy TR Prepper, I'm going to put the link right there, and you're going to be able to meet El Rey, his pet rooster, who always helps him out with all of his reviews. Oh, he's an awesome guy, an awesome channel. Cups are shaped to fit both right and left hand shooters. Well shielded waterproof microphones for optimum sound and directional location. Waterproof battery compartment available as a foldable headband or neckband. Auxiliary input permits connection to external sources such as communication radios, dog tracking devices, and MP3 players. Guys, I don't know a whole lot about the push-to-talk stuff. That was after my time in the military. But all I can tell you is that I love these things. They look cool and they're ready to go. These headphones are also available in black and green. They're foldable, positive. As you can see right here, they're foldable. You can actually pop them up. They're not as foldable as the Howard lights, but they do a pretty decent job. When you want to turn them on, you just basically, you got them on your head. You're going to hit the power button right here. You're going to hold it down. You'll hear a beep. Now, there's the positive button right here is for sound up. The negative button right here is for sound down. Now, one of the things that one of our other YouTube channels, one of the bigger guys, is he was saying he couldn't stand the squelching noise that it made. I don't know if you can hear that. Let's see if I can get it up towards the microphone. Where's my microphone is? But it is annoying, but once you put the headphones onto your head, that noise goes away without any issues. So let's talk about the battery replacement and install. A lot of people think that that is the hard part of installing, putting these things together. It really isn't. You just basically, I've already installed the batteries because I wanted to show you how easy it was. And all you do, you pull that off right there, pop one of them out. All I do is I take them, put them on the table like this, and I tap it, and that pops the other battery out. To install, it gives you the directions right here. The first battery you're going to do, the positive end is going to go towards the hole. So you just basically pop that in there just like that. Watch. Okay. And I'm going to tap it. And that what that does is it drops that battery down in there. Now the tail end of the battery may be sticking up, but that's not a big deal. What we're going to do is we're going to take this other battery positive end going in. And what that does is you poke it in there and you push it in and it forces the other battery down. And there you go. How simple is that? One of the cool things about the battery cap is it does have this little thing right here, so you could put a cable tethering system on there if you wanted to. So there's a knurling on there so you can get a good grip on it. So there you go. That's the battery removal and install. USA approvals, the ANSI S3-19. 1974. All right, Canadian approvals, all that stuff. I'm going to put the specifications down below. I don't feel like having to read it out to you guys. Now, let's talk about the cons. The cons, and I really, one of my good friends, WTF SoCal, he has a pair of these, and he was telling me about the sound quality in them and then what sounds they do pick up, and they are high pitch. It's like if you knew the range of a stereo, you know how you got the lows, the mediums, and the highs. And what this does is it gets rid of all, there are no lows. So when you hear stuff, it's like you're hearing everything in the speakers or through the phones in treble, high treble pace. But one of the cool effects that I found out is that when you hear a gunshot, it actually does come through as a boom, but it doesn't exceed 82 decibels, which is really nice. So you actually can hear the shot and the impact all together. It's actually wonderful. My overall assessment of these things, guys, if you're doing a tremendous amount of shooting, I would not hesitate in getting these things. Again, if you're an audiophile and that high pitch is going to be a problem for you, then maybe look at something else. The Comtacs are actually, the Peltors make an excellent valued headphone as well. But I tell you what, as far as comfort level, it's absolutely incredible. One of the reasons why I also bought this is because in competition, most of the times I will wear a pair of earplugs because I don't want these, if you can see the Howard lights from the point that these things stick on your head, the Howard lights go down a little further. And what that does is it interferes with this right here hits the buttstock, and I'm having to push it down to get a good eyesight on my scope. And that might as well not even have them if you're going to have to do that. I've found with these, I'm able to get down on that buttstock, get a good cheek well, and it doesn't affect it. And that was one of the biggest selling points for these things as well. The sound continuation, absolutely incredible. The quality of the build, unmatchable by a couple of the high-end makers. Now, the downfall, yeah, they are expensive. They're extremely expensive. These right here, I think, were $275 with the express shipping, had 1-day shipping on them. But in the long run, if you're shooting every single day, guys, these will save your hearing. Absolutely. I would suggest if you're shooting on an indoor range, and this is me, I always wear a secondary pair of earplugs, the foamies, that kind of thing. So with that, guys, I'm going to leave it alone. I've been waiting to do these review for a while because I wanted to wear them. I wanted to give you something accurate, and I haven't never been more pleased with these things. Also, the headband right here is removable, as you guys can see. I forgot to do that. And the wire harness is built into that. So there you go. That's it. Any questions, please don't hesitate leaving them in the comments section down below. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. ScoterBoy32. Support the red, white, and blue. God bless America. God bless those men, women in uniform 24/7 for our freedom. Freedom's not free. ScoterBoy32 out. Safe.